Hello everyone and welcome back to another Train Sim World 2 news video. This is a patch notes video for update, coming on, today, 5th of October. Anyway, let's have a look. Today we're bringing an update for Train Sim World 2, which brings with it the eagerly anticipated Meissen branch extension and preparation for the London commuter update coming on October the 7th. And also, be aware it will roll out at different times for all platforms, and people on PlayStation 5 and Xbox consoles, you should expect 2 separate updates. And apparently there is issues with the Meissen and Boston changes post-update. Apparently they are investigating that. Anyway, for the core, you've got fixed reskin artifacts on the PlayStation 4. Another core fixed speed limit data now not being drawn on the right-hand side of the graph or missing entirely after driving a longer distance. Added rush hour passenger volume and behaviours to the Bakerloo line and the Schnellfahrstrecke Köln-Aachen. And then for Navico Dresden, there is a lot of fixes. Updated the time of day system on Dresden to improve performance on console, lowered the road and raised the landscape to remove instances where the road was seen to be floating, fixed instances where cars were seen to be doing somersaults. That's interesting. Various fixes to NPCs at Weinboller station to stop instances where they sink into staircases or the floor. Updated the boundaries at Weinboller station so that there are no longer gaps you're able to go through. Updated the scenery at the chemical plant so it is no longer seen to be floating. Also adjusted the size of the doors, which are previously too small. Updated the platform lights at reset so they are more noticeable at night and turn off during the day. Increased the volume of crowd ambient audio at Bischofplatz station. Updated the cooling tower steam to look more white and stopped it from going dark in the afternoon. Make sure signals at Dresden have the ban off. Don't try not to show ZS3V when they don't have the indicator. Updated entry signals to WYSIG to correctly show the HL12A limiting speed to 40 km an hour. Fixed an issue with a bridge that had no collision volume. Fixed incorrect GPA behaviour. PZB should now work correctly during the wrong road scenario. Fixed an issue with the KS distance signals displaying the additional lamp when displaying KS1. Updated the 500Hz magnet on Coswig Track 5 so that it now works correctly. Added additional station information required for off-route PIS. Added Gen 8 console, Xbox One and PS4 specific timetable that contains a ICE3. Removed ICE3 for Gen 8 consoles in default timetable. Updated journey. So that everything works correctly after the changes made to the timetable. Renamed SGG MRSS formations in the scenario designer so they are now correct. Enabled substitution on MRC 185 and DBBR 363 formations and scenarios. Updated misordering of the instructions on the S1 eastbound services, so it now appears to show stop at, load, go via around the Pearson area. Made various updates to the Dresden timetables, added the DBBR 155 and the MRC 182 to freight. Joined up Meissen services, so they now run the full length as playable. Added additional S1 S-Bahn services for rush hour. Added additional freight services added throughout the day. Fixed destinations for a large quantity of trains PIS. Fixed freight trains, so they now have end of train boards. Fixed all service titles, descriptions and mapping information in the user interface. Updated routing of several services to improve flow and make it more natural. Improved all passenger services to have an initial 1 minute load time so the player has more time to complete setup. Updated all flip states to ensure trains are all facing the right way and the journey works correctly. Improved start positions at Grossenhain to prevent trains from hanging out. Fixed ZAC NS wagons from teleporting back to their original start positions if you spawn after their work is completed. Updated the final endpoint of IC services in Dresden so the train is more comfortably in the platform. Updated the way NPCs embark, disembark at Weinboller station. Updated the bridge near Dresden so that you can no longer get stuck underneath. Improve the tutorial for the DBBR 363 so that you can still complete the objective even if you hold down the throttle. BR146.2 AI services should now have wipers on when rain is present. Fixed instances where PZB acknowledge and the C for pedal triggered on the gamepad while safety systems were switched off. Fixed instances where PZB acknowledge and C for pedal triggered on the gamepad while safety systems were that's the same one as the one before. Corrected AFB holding brake to come off at 10 kilonewtons total on the BR146.2. Fixed minor braking issue involving the holding brake being harder than necessary to get off the 146.2. For the 442, updated PIS so it's more visible when coming in from longer distances. Fixed PZB acknowledged being triggered in a rare case after PZB was turned off. Improved seat message. Fixed traction lock icon on the MTD screen from using consist information using data per car. And then for the doppel stock, trapdoors between coaches when coming in from a distance are down properly and connected. Updated views, so PIS displays are visible when coming in from a long distance. Habins wagons removed unnecessary materials. ZAC ends updated length and other physics parameters to prevent overlapping and coupling issues. Updated ladder to use the passenger environment so that climbing up doesn't try and take over control of the loco. This is the 363. Updated PZB cut-in valve to use the correct direction. Improve how the gamepad works with PZB acknowledgement. And then for the MRC 185.5, fixed pantograph not set correctly when coming in from a distance. Fixed overcharge braking issue. On releasing the brake, it will return to the original pressure before application, making brakes less liable to sticking on. Updated rate at which the PN mode can apply the brakes, making them less likely to stick on. Updated AFB holding brake to come off at 10 kn. Fixed minor braking issue involving the holding brake being harder than necessary to get off. Updated external shunting cameras, so they are now using the new head-out camera settings. Fixed PZB acknowledged being triggered in rare case it was turned off. Fixed various issues related to EL-PL switch and EQ indication. Fixed brake pressure indicator, which will now read brake pressure instead of incorrect EQ pressure. Ebrola screen is now not red. C for light now comes on in the cab. C for alarm now audible outside the cab. And updated PIS functionality to include coach's update display on the start of the play session. And that's with the 143, those last couple. Updated functionality to fix PIS issues. And then for Boston Sprinter, improved Chinese localization for the F40PH-3 seat in the Boston timetable. Improved aspects of Herbanville and Reed interlockings when switching tracks. Updated the cab lights and the F40PH-3C so it no longer is too dark in the tunnel during the introduction. Fixed display boards at Staunton Station so they're now working correctly. Updated the signal aspect for Thatcher distance and Borough Home to the approach so they now match what they are programmed for in real life. Updated the signal aspects of Plains West to correctly be stopped. Improve overhead line equipment with the updated graphical changes. Fixed the incorrect number of platform car stop signs at Boston Back Bay. Updated the ceiling of Back Bay Station by lowering it. Added additional feed link socket to Boston cantilever overhead line equipment gantry. Moved trees which were seen to be obstructing the track. Updated the road traffic by extending it along the freeway by the side of the track. Improved the level of detail at the bridge near Reedville to stop it popping in. Extended the boundary and out of bounds area so you're now able to complete the marching in scenario. Various minor improvements to the scenery and night lighting, and fixed the character diorama which was shown to be spawning twice in the same location. There you go, that's all the fixes, and they will automatically download in the next or so 24 hours. And yeah, you may have noticed some of the screenshots went blurry in the video there. It's some weird Sony issue. And that's another thing what we've come on to, the PS5 issue. For some reason, Sony are literally useless. They set the DLC limit in terms of storage to 64 gigabytes. Just all of a sudden now 64 gigabytes. And they didn't tell any of the developers. Dovetail didn't know. I'm sure other developers may be having the same issues. So yeah, just Sony being useless as usual. So yeah, if you do want to play those DLCs, for now you'll have to uninstall some of them to get down to 64 gig. Add-on, not core, just add-on. But yeah, that's the only way around that at the moment, which is quite annoying. Obviously, we'll find a link in the description to the Discord server, to the PayPal, and to the merch store if you do want to help support the channel. And I hopefully will see you in the next one. See you all. Take care. Bye, guys.